Our top stories this evening: State Emergency Management Agency SEMA to partner Nigerian Army to tackle flood challenges in riverine communities. Mrs. Obiano says she does not decide who gets ABGA ticket. Report says 40% of Nigerian population will be poor by 2050. And on the foreign scene, North Korea agrees to permanently shut down its missile facilities. A good evening to you. Many thanks for being with us. This is the evening news from the studio of ABS, and I am Ifunaya Amafili. Anambra State Emergency Management Agency SEMA is to collaborate with the Nigerian Army Emergency Response Team to tackle flood challenges in riverine communities of the state. The collaboration was agreed after a meeting with Governor Willie Obiano, with the Army team and SEMA at the Governor's Lodge, Amobia. And our Government House correspondent, Kenechukwu Ofoma, was there and then brings us more of the story.
Following a visit by the General Officer Commanding 82 Division of the Nigerian Army, Enugu, Major General Emmanuel Kabok, to the state, series of meetings were held during which the military reviewed plans on how to assist the state contain the flood. In his remarks during the meeting, Governor Obiano revealed that the assistance of the army was sought by his government because of the enormous challenges posed by the flood. Thanking the army for responding promptly to his appeal, Governor Obiano pledged to facilitate the deployment of helicopters and other equipment to help the army team map out the already affected communities in the flood-prone areas for onward interventions.
We would like you to assist in the security of the 28 centers. So maybe about 100 men that share those centers and take good care of them. Then the logistics we talked about will be useful. Army trucks, so that by the time the vessels, so the speedboats and the wooden boats bring in people on ground, that those guys are taken to the nearest relief center, depending on where they are. Hygiene, water bill will be very important for the camp, so that we won't have the cholera challenges or what have you. You know, so far they have beddings, mattress, buckets, they have blankets. Of course, they will have water, you know, but we need medicine. We will also need some more support with respect to water, either bottled one or as the case may be.
The Deputy Governor, Dr. Nkemo Okeke, stressed the need for the Army to look into strengthening security in the holding centers set up for internally displaced persons. The leader of the team and commander, Regiment Brigade of the 82 Division of the Nigerian Army Enugu, Brigadier General Mike Maman, observed that mapping of the flood-prone communities would ensure that they embark on the appropriate rescue operation and deploy the right equipment during emergencies.
We are actually here to conjunction with the committee, identify all the areas that are prone to flooding, then know the likely number of people that would need to be evacuated, the equipment we will require to conduct these operations, the number of troops that we will require, as well as possibly given part of our own medical assistance to complement the efforts of the state.
The Executive Secretary of SEMA, Chief Paul Odenibo, noted that out of the 8 flood-prone local government areas, the response will commence with communities in Anambra North Senatorial District because of their peculiar flood problem before spreading to other districts.
We have 8 local governments involved. But for now, we are concentrating on the local governments in the north of Anambra State. And Commander, you are very, very familiar with the area when you were here. We have IMM local government. In IMM, we have 6 camps, 6 emergency shelters. In Anambra East, we have 6 emergency centers. But we share the centers there between Anambra East and Anambra West displaced persons. Because in Anambra West, we don't have any emergency shelters. The reason is that it's usually flooded, and they will all leave their local government. Then we have our Baru local government. In Anambra, we have 3 locations. There are other areas in the south and central of Anambra State we are not working on now, but we are getting them ready in the event that we have need to use them if the flood persists.
From the Governor's Lodge, Amobia, I am Kene Chukwuofoma reporting for ABS News.
As a result of this year's heavy downpour, residents in Anambra West local government are in for hard times as their homes and farms are submerged by disastrous flood. The deluge, which submerged both residential buildings and farmlands, has caused residents to evacuate from their ancestral homes. And our correspondent, Emmanuel Chiagbata and Ebele Eze, visited some of these communities, and now we have a report from them.
On arrival at Umwezanam, ABS observed that the entire village is under flood as residents move about with canoes in their compounds and neighborhoods, while children were seen catching their fun as they swim about. On the major road, different types of matured and prematured farm produce rescued from the flood were displayed by farmers, while youths record brisk business as they cross people within the community with canoe. Speaking to the ABS, a produce agent under the State Ministry of Agriculture, Mechanization, Processing and Export, Mr. Alexander Nekwe, who explained that the occurrence of the incident repeats annually, referred it to 2012 flood havoc, destroying properties and farm produce of residents in the community. While calling on government to relocate them in a safer place, Mr. Nekwe pointed out that they also benefited immensely from the disaster, such as catching plethora of fishes as well as reduced mosquito bites.
This year, I'm to this length. I'm almost 7 years now, in 2012. So if you take Comelo, only lose our Maroze, which only open our Madizia. In this year, not all the corps accident to us. Although I try, a trying will leak, so my buffet go across the Anambra East.
Also, a farmer cultivating potatoes, yam and cassava, Mrs. Caroline Okechukwu, who wailed on the flood hazard, said that her house and harvested crops have been shrouded with flood. While expressing dismay on the natural disaster, Mrs. Okechukwu appealed on government to vend them some seed and fund to enable them start up their farming next season.
No milika negu when a good tende. I can't chalobana dimon lang, and we're moody. Yana abona billion basiata, can you make go come well and wall? Oh, but even meji rosa, man can't even unless you even when no more.
Following last week's resumption of schools across the states, academic activities supposed to be ongoing in this school, but as you can see, it has been denied by flood disaster. From Umwezanam, in Anambra West local government area, I am Emmanuel Chiagbata reporting for ABS News.
The wife of the governor of Anambra State, Chief Mrs. Ebelechukwu Obiano, has alerted members of the All Progressive Grand Alliance ABGA political aspirants and the public to beware of the activities of unscrupulous individuals who go around promising political aspirants tickets in her name for the forthcoming party primaries. She wants such persons to desist from the destructive behavior. In a statement issued by her chief media officer, Mr. Emeka Ozumba, Osodieme said that she does not decide who gets ABGA ticket. Neither has she mandated anybody to enter into discussions nor negotiations with ABGA aspirants, warning that those using her name for such schemes, if caught, will be handed over to the security agencies. Mrs. Obiano, who is also the founder of the Caring Family Enhancement Initiative, CAFE, said, unquote, "As a loyal party member, I stand by the promise of the chairman of the Board of Trustees of ABGA, His Excellency Governor Willie Obiano, which guarantees that ABGA primaries will be free and fair. I have made no promises, endorsed or packed with any candidate. My candid advice to aspirants is to go out there with confidence and sell your programs and plans for the people to the delegates. Trust in the Lord and do not give in to such fraudulent tales, claiming that I have endorsed anybody." End of quote. Mrs. Obiano charged all APGA aspirants not to solicit or give anybody money on her behalf. She further urged political aspirants to let their credentials speak for them and remember that at the end there will only be one winner for every position. The All Progressive Grand Alliance APGA has unveiled Major General John W.T. Gbor, retired, as its presidential aspirant for the 2019 presidential polls. The party had scheduled its presidential primaries for October 4th, but with this move, the retired Army General may be the sole aspirant at the primaries. The national chairman of APGA, Dr. Victor Oye, made this revelation while addressing newsmen after the National Working Committee meeting of the party. He also named an industrialist and oil magnate, Chief Jerry Chukwueke, as the running mate of the presidential aspirant for the 2019 elections. Major General Gbor, who hails from Katsina Ala local government of Benue State, had his last assignment in the military as commandant in the Nigerian Army Education Corps. His running mate, Chief Chukwueke, hails from Imo State. He said that the National Working Committee of the party are working hard to reposition the party's affairs in order to improve the fortunes of the party. This comes after years of absence of aspirants in the presidential contest by the party, which did not field any candidate for the 2015 elections. Also remember that APGA is a higher-powered board of trustees and stakeholders meeting in Oka last month resolved to fly a northerner as its presidential candidate and southeasterner as its running mate. Igbariam community in Anambra East was agog over the weekend as its illustrious sons and daughters at home, diaspora, families and friends and well-wishers, as well as government functionaries gathered to celebrate this year's Iwaji festival. The occasion, which took place at Ugoji Square, Igbariam, featured dance appearances by the traditional ruler and his cabinet. And our correspondent, Emmanuel, completes the rest of this story.
Performing the Iwaji rituals, the traditional ruler of the town, Igwe Nkelinzekwe, cut the yam into 7 pieces, which represent the 7 villages in the town, and served the roasted new yam with oil and salt to head of the villagers. Igwe Nzekwe, who described New Yam Festival as a period to appreciate God for leading them from lean periods to time of bountiful harvest, called on Onde Igbariam to keep to their cultural heritage.
Anyị gara nwere nne na ọ ga-eme second election ọ bụrụ ka o jide ọ bụ onye sábà akwụkwọ ọlụpụpụ anyị n'CB a achụsị Anambra chikwa na ọgbọ ọzọ ka anyị kpere n'isi a ka anyị kpere n'isi nkịwa na-emere ndị Igbo anya.
Speaking during the event, Governor Willie Obiano, represented by his special advisor on chieftaincy matters, Barrister Vera Queen Okonkwo, noted that Igbariam is one of the peaceful communities in the state, saying that the vision of Governor Obiano is to achieve peaceful coexistence among the people of the state.
Na nke anyị eri na 2019 ga-amanarị ya. Ọ wee sị na a na-arịọ Chukwu n'isi igwe na ndị Igbariam ogologo ndụ, arụ isi ike, na ife eji eneta ndụ anya dị ego. N'ife niile m rịọ Chukwu na ọ ga-emeli ya unu. Anyị ife niile nyapụrụ unu na nkwa oge elekshọn ya ga-emezie.
The President General of the community, Mr. Jude Orizu, and the Cabinet Secretary Chief Ikechukwu Oketo extolled the Igwe for his great exploit in the development of the community. The transition chairman of Anambra East local government area, Mr. Ifeanyi Oreke, was among the dignitaries at the occasion. Speaking to the ABS, the managing director of Emmanuel Auto Motors Limited, Chief Lawrence Anibe, reiterated that Iwaji is a symbolic family reunion forum for communities to enjoy and celebrate a bountiful harvest after a hectic season of cultivation. Chief Anibe also said it is a period of mass return in which sons and daughters meet to affirm brotherhood and a sense of belonging and plans for community development.
In every year, you go for harvesting. After the farmers harvest their yam, then when Igbe cut the yam, officially declared it. So every family can now go to his house and start eating the yam. That's what it is. It's purely tradition.
The occasion graced mourners clad in their traditional attires from the state, while masquerade display exhilarated the event. From Ibariam in Anambra East local government area, I am Emmanuel Chubata reporting for ABS News.
A report says over 40% of Nigerians will be in extreme poverty by 2050. Do stay with us. We'll come back with that news after the short break.
Yes, Nigeria Independence Anniversary is here again. Come Monday, 1st October 2018, Nigeria will be celebrating her 58th Independence Anniversary. Your darling station, Anambra Broadcasting Service, ABS, Heartbeat of the East, has created a special Independence Day package on ABS 88.5 FM and ABS TV Channel 24 to give the Anambra ministries, departments and agencies, corporate organizations, civil society organizations, and other patriotic organizations the opportunity to celebrate and felicitate with His Excellency Chief Willie Obiano, Governor of Anambra State, the Anambra and fellow Nigerians. ABS 58th Independence Anniversary Package cost only 20,000 naira. This package covers Independence Day message on TV, 3 slots. Independence Day message on radio, 3 slots. You may also pay for single Independence Day announcement on TV for 5,000 naira or on radio for 3,000 naira. Please contact KC on 08033-888-526 to make your bookings. Let us celebrate Nigerians' 58th Independence Anniversary together.
Thanks for staying with us, and we're back to the main news. A report by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation says that more than 40% of extremely poor people in the world will be living in Nigeria and DR Congo by the year 2050. Poor nutrition, high maternal and infant mortality are major contributors to relatively low average life expectancy in Nigeria. In the 2018 Goalkeepers Report released, the foundation said by 2050, Nigeria will have 152 million people in extreme poverty, out of a projected population of 429 million. It blamed this on the lack of investment in human capital to correspond with the increase in population growth. Nigeria is currently the 7th most populous country in the world, with an estimated population of 198 million people. The annual report, produced in partnership with Institute for Health, Metrics and Evaluation, IHME, at the University of Washington, tracks progress being made on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Over 1,000 persons have benefited from the various empowerment tools given out by Dr. Pete Ibida, representing Njikoka 2 constituency in the State House of Assembly. The empowerment program, which held at Ave Maria Hall, Assumption Catholic Church, Nimo, provided an opportunity for the people to root for the lawmakers' second term in office. Our House of Assembly correspondent, Chukwuemeka Modelim, was there and brings us the rest of this report.
The beneficiaries, which included youth, the elderly, and leaders of various wards in Njikoka 2 constituency, went home with items such as generating sets, grinding machines, cooking gas, standing fans, among others. Speaking on the occasion, Dr. Ibida said the gesture was in response to the plight of the people and a gateway to financial freedom, noting that the empowerment tools would enable them become masters of their own businesses and contribute to the development of the state. The lawmaker also enumerated his achievements in the last 3 years to include construction of markets, clinics, pavilions at Nimo, Aba, and Abagana, as well as payment of school fees for hundreds of his constituents, among others.
The next stage of my House of Assembly is human development empowerment. All you know was it. My attention in the shop. Now, where's back on the good equipment. Again, people also free antenatal care.
In his remarks, the member representing Anambra Central Senatorial District at the upper chambers of the National Assembly, Chief Victor Ume, said Dr. Ibida has performed exceedingly well to deserve a second term.
All one house member, governor, who will be a governor, Chairman, thank you very much. Now, here you represent.
On his part, the member representing Anocha Njikoka Dunukofia Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Chief Dozie Nwankwo, stated that the essence of governance is the welfare of the people, which Dr. Ibida has done, and charged the people to continue to support the lawmaker. The Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Internally Generated Revenue, Chief Tony Nwazojie, and the President General, Nimo Progressive Union, Chief Frank Iboka, threw their weight behind the second term bid of Dr. Ibida in view of his outstanding performance in the constituency. At the ceremony, leaders of all the wards in Njikoka 2 constituency presented an award of excellence to Dr. Ibida in appreciation of his performance in office. In an interview, some beneficiaries of the empowerment program, Mrs. Monica Amife and Mr. Albert Ndubisi, assured that they would live up to expectations. From Nimo, Chukwuemeka Modelim, ABS News.
And we'll go over now to join Chidima Ikeanyonwu, who's standing by for our business news.
Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, has disclosed that its decision to adopt third-party financing for its pipeline and other facilities development in recent times was because of the funding challenges currently prevalent in the country. Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Dr. Makanti Baru, in a statement in Abuja, explained that the contractor financing model had enabled it to aggressively build the pipeline infrastructure within the gas master plan, as exemplified in the recent award of the Ajokuta Abuja Kaduna Kanu AKK gas pipeline and all ongoing downstream pipeline infrastructure rehabilitation effort. According to the statement, Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Mr. Makanti Baru, represented by Chief Operating Officer NNPC Ventures, Mr. Babatunde Adenirang, stated this at the Nigerian International Pipeline Technology and Security Conference, NIPITEX 2018 in Abuja. Mr. Barrow wondered if Nigeria had a financially capable environment that could provide funds at rates that would be competitive and low enough to produce adequate returns. Meanwhile, there are indications that a collaborative maritime administrative platform is underway in Africa, as the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, says that discussions to that effect have commenced. The Director General of NIMASA, Dr. Dakuku Peterside, had stressed that regional collaboration is key to developing Africa's maritime sector. Consequently, he hinted that Nigeria, South Africa, Ghana, and Kenya are getting set for collaborations in several areas of maritime administration.
Moving over to the international scene, North Korea has agreed to permanently shut one of its main missile facilities in the presence of foreign experts. South Korea's President Moon Jae-in announced in a joint press conference with Kim Jong-un on today. The leaders of the two nations who held summit talks in Pyongyang said they agreed to turn the Korean peninsula into a land of peace without nuclear weapons and nuclear threats. South and North Korea agreed on a specific step towards denuclearization. It is a very meaningful achievement. Moon, after a two-day summit with his North Korean counterpart Kim Jong-un in Pyongyang, said that the North Korea had agreed to permanently dismantle the Dongchang-ri missile engine test site and launch pads in the presence of international experts. Kim said he will visit Seoul in the near future in what will be the first ever visit to the South's capital by a North Korean leader. Pyongyang is also willing to close its main nuclear complex in Yongbyon if the United States takes reciprocal action. The two leaders also agreed to establish buffer zones along their land and sea borders to prevent the dangers of accidental clashes. And moving over to the sports scene, the 2018 Nigerian Football Federation NFF Electoral Committee has said it has reached a decision to hand a provisional clearance to Aminu Maigari ahead of the upcoming NFF elections. The election into the NFF Executive Committee for 2018 to 2022 is expected to hold on Thursday in Katsina. Maigari, the immediate past president of NFF, is one of the four candidates contesting for the presidency. Maigari was for several years chairman of the Bauchi State Football Association and also headed the Bauchi sub-seats for the FIFA Under-17 World Cup that Nigeria hosted 9 years ago. The NFF Electoral Committee put in place by the NFF Congress at the 2017 Annual General Assembly in Jos Plateau State, which is headed by Barrister Muhammad Sani Katu, will conduct the polls. The committee, in a statement signed by Katu on today, said that it had resolved to substitute the earlier clearance given to Maigari to contest with a provisional clearance. The statement said that the committee reached its decision based on two petitions written against Maigari by Chuma Onye and Ahmed Shuaibu, dated September 14th and September 17th, respectively. It said that the petitions were written against Maigari for certificate forgery and submission, same for the purpose for the screening conducted by the Electoral Committee. Don't forget you can follow us or listen to us from any part of the world simply by logging onto our website, which is www.absradioandtv.com, or you can like us on our Facebook page, which is www.facebook.com/ABS Radio Television, or follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Before we end the news, we'll go through our main highlights for today. SEMA is ready to partner our Nigerian Army to tackle flood challenges in riverine communities. Mrs. Obiano has said she does not decide who gets ABGA tickets. She made this known in a statement in Oka today and warned persons parading themselves as her agents to desist from such shameful acts. Reports by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has said 40% of Nigerian population will be poor by 2050. And on the foreign scene, North Korea has agreed to permanently shut down its missile facilities. That's it for the news today. Many thanks for joining us. My name is Ifunanya Amathili, and do have a good evening.